It's just gone lunchtime. This is the third and final hour of All Angles here on eNCA. Good afternoon. I'm Masego Rahlaga. We've been following numerous stories for you, of course, throughout the course of the day. Many have developments by now. So if you've just joined us, here's how far those stories have advanced at lunchtime. All right, we have our reporters Ayesha, Ismail, Siphamandla, Goge, as well as Madlala on the ground. Let's start with you, Ayesha. The A-Web certainly has its work cut out for them if one looks at the political situation across the world.
Indeed, and there are 70 countries represented at this Association of World Election Bodies being held here at the Cape Town International Convention Centre, and they're discussing and deliberating about how to deal with election management processes, how to safeguard those processes, and especially at a time when we're seeing democracies across the world being threatened. And we heard from our former President Thabo Mbeki earlier today, where he talked about the fact that it is important for these election processes to be, it's imperative for these processes to be safeguarded. He talked about the people shall govern and how it is important for people to remember that when they're making certain decisions about election processes. But this is what he had to say to the gathering when he noted about what will be happening in South Africa in Parliament today when that electoral bill will be debated.
You know, the South African National Assembly is discussing an amendment to our electoral law. They are sitting not many streets away from here. And once again, our lawmakers, even as they discuss particular details in the law, in fact, are still grappling with the same question. What system should be put in place to give concrete expression to the vision that the people shall govern? I'm not by any means suggesting that you must engage this question, important as it is. But whatever anybody says in this regard, none can question that one of the things that must be done to ensure that the people do govern is that they must be given not only the right, but also the possibility freely to elect their representatives. And this emphasizes the critical importance of the election management bodies, which carry the responsibility to ensure that, as I've just said, indeed, the people have the possibility, all the possibilities, freely to elect their representatives. So this international conference on that theme of safeguarding election management bodies in the age of global democratic recession offers an excellent opportunity to the EMBs, together with other key electoral actors, to discuss what should be done to protect and empower those EMBs so that they fully discharge their responsibility.
All right, Siphamandla, let's come to you. You're with the President, who is in the Northern Cape, of course, for that solar power plant that's being launched there. He arrived a little earlier. What can we expect to come out of today's visit?
I think today's visit will be mainly about the issue of energy and how to secure a stable, affordable energy, as well as the issue of the country's just transition, the energy mix, whether be it coal, be it renewables. We are in the Northern Cape. The President is currently being briefed about this big solar thermal power plant that is under construction here. It is expected that it should be commissioned by next year, November, and the President being given a technical briefing as we speak. But this forms part of the presidential imbizo that will happen over 2 days, starting today and tomorrow, with the engagement with members of the community in Uppington. Issues related to human settlements, water provision, functioning or non-functioning of municipalities in the province, issues of electricity and unemployment are set to dominate the discussions tomorrow. And the issue of human settlements is one of the major talking points in the Northern Cape. Let's take a listen to the minister responsible for that portfolio.
The challenges of human settlements here are huge. There's quite a number of areas. Yesterday, Premier was engaging with the communities. One of the communities that was saying they've actually registered for housing for some time and they've not been found. There are also areas where, for example, today, the MEC FAS will be handing out title deeds, because on this Imbizo today, I'm also a lead minister. So that's why I had to be where the president is. So he's doing the human settlement work to cover our part of the work so that we do not falter. So there's quite a lot of challenges. So we'll share in terms of plans, how we're going to increase the capacity in terms of the allocation, because the major issue for Northern Cape is capacity. They are spending well, and actually they have huge shortfalls between what they have as plans, what they are able to deliver, and what we allocate them. Is the list. Remember, the allocation from finance is based on the population, so this will be the list. One time Premier was even raising with me to say, when we look at the amount is given to Northern Cape in overall for human settlements, you'd find that it's a project in Gauteng, and that's what we need to address.